Let's edit some samples with graphics tools. Yeah, it might sound a bit odd, but I like to do things a little bit strange from time to time. Today, I'm taking a half-arsed look at editing samples using graphics tools like the new Image Manipulation Program, or GIMP. One of the things I like about the MC101 that I discovered was that it treats samples in two very distinct and different ways. You can either load one-shots on, or you can have chromatic instruments in there. And that makes it really good for demonstrating two different approaches to editing and using samples. It's unlike my other two groove boxes, which treat things in very specific ways. So with the model samples, once you've loaded a sample onto a pad, it's then automatically converted to a chromatic instrument and you can play it up and down the keyboard. And I guess you can use those as one-shots. The tracks, however, treats the samples that you load onto that as one-shot drum samples. So you press the button and the sample plays through once. There's some very minor editing facilities that you can do, and you could play it melodically, but it would require some careful use of the tuning dial. On the MC101, you can load samples as hits in one of the drum tracks or as a tone track. Which converts the sample into a chromatic instrument. My job today is to get out some of my analog gear and record some noises that I can then use in different ways on the MC101 as one-shots and as instruments. So let's get some gear out and let's make some samples. I'm going to plug everything into my phonic desk so that I can use the send and returns and have my effects plugged in, the Behringer delay and the NTS1 for a bit of reverb. And then I'm going to use the Tascam as an audio interface to record directly into the Audacity program. I'm going to start with a Crave, and to keep things simple, just so I get stuff up and running quickly, I'm not going to put any patch cables in. I'm going to use it as is, and I'm going to play around with the filter and the LFO and the envelope a little bit and a couple of different waveforms and just make some noises that I think I could use as one-shots. And then I'm going to get the wasp out and I'm going to do something similar with that, using the filter and the LFO. Of course, there's more different waveforms on the LFO on the wasp. And I can detune the two different oscillators against each other. So I can have a bit of fun with that, and I can create rhythmic patterns using the envelope's repeat function. And once again, I'm trying to create bleeps, sweeps and glitches that I can use as either single shot sounds or instruments. So once I've recorded into Audacity, I can listen back through to what I've played with and I can start to snip things out. The only bit of editing that I'm going to do in Audacity is to simply trim out and select the audio sections that I want and normalise them so I've got a good level. And save them so that they can be exported onto the SD card. Next job is to create some instruments, and this is where I made a discovery using GIMP, or the new image manipulation program. It's not perfect, but it made me smile, and I like to do things a little bit differently, and I thought you might be interested as well. What I was trying to do is to create perfect loops so that there's no glitch and you can't hear where the loops begin and end, which is something that can happen on padded loop sounds. So I look for a long pad sound with a little bit of movement in it. And once I've snipped that section out, then I upload it to a website, which I will put a link to in the description, called WAV to PNG. What this does is it converts a WAV file to an image file. And then you can download that image file. And import it into a graphics program. Once I've opened up that image file in GIMP, I then have a look at the tools at my disposal. So with the tile tool, you can create a smooth image that if you were to put it out on screen, it would wrap around perfectly. And when I first discovered this website, I wondered if that would work for making audio wrap around perfectly. So once you've applied this filter, you can then go back to the WAV to PNG website, and quite handily it's got another section where you can upload the PNG file and it will convert it back to a waveform for you. And if we open that up in Audacity, you can see that although the audio is a little bit grainy with a few clicks, it loops round perfectly. And there's no glitch at the beginning and the end. And once you've got that, you can make some longer pads in the MC101. Hope you got something out of this. Subscribe if you've made it this far. Don't forget to press the like button and the little bell so you're told about more of my half-arsed nonsense coming out. And in the words of the Sirius Cybernetics Corporation, share and enjoy. Bye kids!